Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. You may have heard the motto that people would like to follow called, "What would Jesus do?" It has an honorable sentiment because in most people's minds, whatever Jesus did was the right thing to do. So if you could figure out what he would do and you did that, you'd be all set for life. But there is a pretty obvious flaw in that, because even if you knew everything that I did when I had a body and walked on the earth, it wouldn't necessarily apply to the situations that you find yourself in. So the more important question than what would Jesus do is, how would Jesus know what to do? And the way I knew what to do was by focusing only on abun, on my experience of the Father. And in each circumstance, what to do would be given to me. In the game of football, American football, there are all kinds of plays that are rehearsed ahead of time. But sometimes the play that happens is called an audible. It's called right on the field, depending on how the quarterback reads the defense and what the circumstances are. And it might be wholly different from what was planned, but that in the moment, tuning in to what would be appropriate informs the play. That is very much how I lived and how I did what I did. Many people latch on to precepts and axioms and truths that seem to apply in most circumstances. But they really aren't enough. There are times when the very thing that you did that was appropriate would be inappropriate to do in a different circumstance. So you can't really stand on principles other than generally, for instance, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or don't do unto others what you wouldn't want done unto yourself. But that can fall apart as well. Sometimes it's more appropriate to do unto others as they would have you do unto them. So it requires a sensitivity to what's needed over there, and not just the reliance on a principle. It's not what would Jesus do? It was, what was Jesus listening to? How did he know what to do? And you have that ability as well. You can know what to do. But it requires that you tune in moment to moment and release what you might have done in the past or what someone else that you admired did in the past. And that you not behave solely according to your principles, but listen for the audible. Listen for the message. This dear one plays every month at 9 different senior centers. And when he was about to play last week for this one senior center, he had this thought, I don't want to do this. The place is old, and when he gets there, there's nobody there, and then they have to bring all the other people out in wheelchairs. They set them up, and then he sings and plays. But a lot of times when the song is over, it's just quiet, and people just stare at him. These blank expressions. And he had this thought, I'm going to call in sick. I'm going to say, I don't feel good today. I'm not going. And then he did something that he doesn't often do, but he really listened. And I said, go and play for them. And then he did. And it wasn't what he feared. It has been raining almost every day, and he was afraid all his equipment would get wet. But the rain stopped just when he needed to go in and just when he needed to come out, even though it poured while he was singing. And there was a connection. These people really did enjoy the music, and he really did enjoy singing. And his fears were not manifest. It felt very different. And it's not that you do something to get something, but the valuable thing for him was that he listened. I am always with you, and I'm always sending you a signal, a message. But you do have to listen and be willing to surrender your idea of what might be best for something that might be absolutely perfect for the circumstance in this moment. He left the senior center very gratified and very humbled. The entire experience was more sweet than he remembered. As much as you can, go about your day, but listen. Some of your routine might change. Things that you thought you would say, you may not say at all. Things that you thought you should do, you won't do. But who you listen to is important. Be still and listen. And to the degree that you can, follow the guidance that you get. This is not a should or a shouldn't. It's just an invitation. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.